I am currently in the trenches of motherhood. The trenches filled with spilled chocolate milk, dirty socks, and sticky, I don't know what that is, on the seat of my minivan. I spend my days driving my children to school and to play dates, to doctor's appointments, and to birthday parties. I feel like it's really me who's earned the on-time award every semester of second grade this year. It certainly wasn't any of my second graders' doing. I bet even more children would be on time every day if that award came with a Starbucks gift card. I spend most of our expendable income on preschool tuition, at the orthodontist, on swimming lessons, and on new socks because there are never any when the children need them. I'm not sure where they go, but when there are none in the drawer, the hamper, or the washing machine, it's time for new socks. In the evening, my biggest exhale of the day happens when I confirm that both children are asleep for at least a few hours. My trench is also filled with sleeping bags on the floor of our master bedroom, where we often find a child or two in the morning. I'm at the point of sleep deprivation where I consider it a win if I can make it through the night without getting out of bed. Years ago, my daughter coined it everybody all together, and that's what we call it to this day. Sleeping bags on either side of our queen-size bed is just how we roll. I live for mom's night out or mom's night in and the occasional date night. I fully appreciate a trip to the dentist by myself as much as I used to appreciate the occasional trip to the spa. Shopping by myself, even if it's filling my grocery cart with the fixings for school lunches while carefully scanning the label for high fructose corn syrup and hydrogenated oils, is time I now treasure. An hour alone at the coffee shop can recharge me as much as a week at the beach. I don't think about it much now because I'm too entrenched in that everydayness that is raising children, but every so often I remember. Every so often I remember this is the family that almost wasn't. My journey to motherhood isn't all that atypical, I don't think. I wanted to be a mom. I discovered the actual making of a child wasn't going to be easy. My husband and I subjected ourselves to poking and prodding and surgeries, and in the end, we learned that it still wasn't going to be a simple or romantic process. When I sat down to actually read the paperwork on suggested fertility treatments, I stopped about halfway through. I stopped reading halfway through the document outlining the procedure that could possibly make me a mother. Halfway through, I knew the alphabet soup of injections and procedures described were not going to be in my future. I wasn't sure what the future was going to hold, I just knew that that wasn't it. Somehow, we stumbled into an informational meeting with an adoption agency. A feeling of calm washed over me as the social worker presenting described the process of domestic infant adoption. I don't think that part's typical. The part where you learn of the home study process and learn of the average waiting time for an adoptive placement probably doesn't sound appealing, never mind calming, to a lot of people. Creating a profile book and having someone leaf through it, contemplating if the you represented in the pages is the right person, the right couple, the right parents for the child she is carrying, isn't how most people envision creating their family. I don't think about that part of our journey very often anymore. It was only a few months of our lives, and it's been nearly 9 years since we got serious about the business of adding children to our family. I surrendered the idea of biological children so quickly I surprised myself. I abandoned our fertility specialist so completely that a few weeks ago, when I came across an old medical statement, it took me more than a minute to figure out who that doctor was and who in my family saw him. Oh yeah, that was me. Breaking up with the specialist wasn't anything I deliberated over. When my husband and I left his office that day with the manual on the recommended procedure in hand, I had an inkling we wouldn't be returning. When I realized I had no desire to even finish reading the procedure most likely to result in pregnancy, I knew I wasn't ever actually going to be pregnant. Accepting that part was not difficult. It rested more easily with me than the idea of never being a mother. That question, the question of how to become a mother, was really more pressing to me. Was it mother's intuition to stop considering fertility treatments 9 years ago? I don't know, but I'm glad I did. I'm not halfway through raising them yet, and really, is a mother's work ever done? Unlike the documents so long ago, I couldn't bear to read. These children, my children, are a different case entirely. I can't wait to see how each and every page of their life unfolds. While I don't appreciate the sticky, the sleeplessness, and the whining that comes with the territory, I know that it's all part of the journey. My daughter is now nearly 8, and my son is so close to 5 he can taste it. My energy is devoted to them, who they are now, and who they are becoming. I can't imagine them any other way. My daughter's creativity and independent streak is all her. My son's laid-back nature and generous heart is all him. They are who they are, and I can't imagine being a mother to anyone else.